Minuscule 699, Delta 104, is a Greek minuscule manuscript of the New Testament on parchment. Palaeographically it has been assigned to the 11th century. Some leaves of the manuscript were lost. Scrivener labeled it by 603 E. Description: the codex contains the text of the New Testament on 369 parchment leaves, with some lacunae. 4 leaves are unfoliated on paper. The order of books is usual for the Greek manuscripts: Gospels, Acts, Catholic epistles, Pauline epistles, Apocalypse. The text is written in 1 column per page, 30 lines per page. The text of Matthew chapter 23 verses 1 to 20 was supplied by a later hand. The headpiece is in color and gold, the large initials in colors and gold. At the beginning of books, small initials in red and gold. The text is divided according to the kappa epsilon phi alpha lambda alpha iota alpha, whose numbers are given at the left margin. The tau iota tau lambda omicron iota are given at the top and bottom of the pages. There is also a division according to the Ammonian sections, but there are no references to the Eusebian canons. It contains the tables of the kappa epsilon phi alpha lambda alpha iota alpha before each gospel, lectionary markings in the margin, and subscriptions at the end. Synaharian, a Menologian. It contains many briefs colia on the margin made by Prima Manu. At the end on 3 leaves are unfinished epsilon pi iota gamma rho alpha mu mu alpha of Pseudo Dorotheus, Bishop of Tyre, on the 70 disciples and the 12 apostles. In the Pauline epistles occur iota ad scriptum and enophelkistic, and always with verbs is frequent. Errors of attachismus occur 49 times. Alpha iota 5, epsilon 2, iota 5, epsilon iota 8, epsilon iota 5, eta 3, omega 6, omicron 9, iota 2, eta 3, epsilon 1, epsilon 1. There are omissions by Homoioteleudon in Philemon chapter 2 verse 20, 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 verse 4, 1 Timothy chapter 1 verse 9, 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 11. Text: the Greek text of the Codex is a representative of the Byzantine text type. Hermann von Soden classified it as part of the textual family K1. According to Soden, this group represents the oldest form of the Byzantine text, descends from the 4th century and was a result of Lucian's recension. Gert al. and the Greek text of the Codex placed it in category V. According to the Claremont profile method, it represents textual group KX in Luke chapter 1 and Luke chapter 20. In Luke chapter 10 no profile was made. It creates a textual cluster with Codex Aethus Dionysiou. It lacks the text of Matthew chapter 16 verse 2b3. It has some remarkable readings, but they are very rare. History: Scrivener dated the manuscript to the 10th or 11th century. Gregory dated the manuscript to the 11th century. Currently the manuscript is dated by the British Library to the mid-10th century and by the INTF to the 11th century. Probably it was written in Constantinople. In 1864, the manuscript was in the possession of a dealer at Giannina in Epirus. It was then purchased from him by a representative of Baroness Burdett Coutts, a philanthropist. Along with other Greek manuscripts of the New Testament, they were transported to England in 1871. Part of the manuscript was purchased by the British Museum on 8 October 1938. The manuscript was presented by Burdett Coutts to Sir Roger Cholmondeley's school, and was housed at the Highgate, in London. Scrivener examined and collated its text. His collation was edited posthumously in 1893. It was added to the list of New Testament manuscripts by Scrivener and Gregory. It was examined and described by S. T. Bloomfield, Dean Bergen, Edward A. Guy. Gregory saw the manuscript in 1883. Herman C. Hosky, a collated text of the Apocalypse. The manuscript is housed at the British Library, in 2 collections. 302 leaves are housed in the additional manuscripts and 67 leaves are housed in collection Egerton.